Welcome to Healing Highs with Laura, where we talk about the highlights and serendipitous moments of our healing journeys. I'm your host, Laura, an international energy healer for animals and humans. Thank you for being here. I love sharing these stories with you. Hi, everyone. We have this last episode for you. We're going to have a couple guests from the past tell a little ghost story for the times. And so I want to share a small one. If you like this kind of thing, go back last season. We had 2 episodes with 4 or 5 guests telling lots of different types of visitation, ancestors, visiting, ghost story kind of things. And I told a bunch. So there's those episodes as well from last year at the end of last season. So I just want to share a little one. I was in Hawaii. This was, I don't even know, like 12 or 13 years ago. And I was with my boyfriend at the time and his daughter. And she was young. She had a toothbrush that sang Justin Bieber's like first hit, that Baby Baby song, when you brushed your teeth. But it had a button on it that you could have it play the song or not. And if you pressed the button, it would play the song for like 30 whole seconds, or you had to press it to turn it off. So letting you kind of know that in advance. So we were sleeping, and in the middle of the night, I woke up because I heard somebody rummaging around in the like area that you would get ready in, like kind of outside of the bathroom of a hotel. And it would be like if somebody was looking for their toothbrush, makeup, kind of a thing sound. And I looked around and everyone was asleep. And so there was a little wall with like these wooden slats. And so I kind of like sat up and looked over there, hoping not to see a person. And there wasn't a person. So I instinctively knew like, okay, there's something over there. The rummaging kind of stopped, but it was loud enough that it woke me up. So then I go back to sleep. And sort of. And then about 10 minutes later, the toothbrush started singing. And I popped my eyes open and was like, okay, yeah, like same area. That's where the toothbrush is. Now the toothbrush has turned on. It's singing the song. And I thought, well, it's going to sing for 30 seconds. And probably they'll wake up hearing that. And immediately it turned off. And so it was just crazy because I heard like a lot of movement. Then the toothbrush had to be turned on, turned off. And it was just one of those things that it was like our first night there. And the rest of the time that we were there, a lot of strange things happened that were very serendipitous and like really made our time there so wonderful and magical. But that's my little ghost story to tell you that I didn't see anything, but I heard something. I know something was over there brushing its teeth. So we have 2 other guests that are that have been on previously, Michele and Cherie, and they're gonna share a ghost story with you, and I hope you enjoy it. Hi everyone, we are telling our ghost stories today. I'm here with Cherie Kelsey, writer. I hope you enjoyed her episode. If you didn't, go back and watch it. So please tell us your ghost story.
Okay. I love when you asked about this too, like, ooh, because there's so many like little things you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But this is my favorite one.
Okay.
I just graduated high school, and I had a girlfriend, and she wanted to go off and go see this college. And we weren't supposed to go. It wasn't that far away, but it was like we were 4 hours where we should have been. Okay. And I knew this, and my parents were like getting divorced. Like there was stuff going on. But the next day, I was doing a road trip with my mom and my brother to Texas. So I needed to be home at a specific time.
Okay.
Anyway, so we go up to this college, and I just graduated high school. So it's like so exciting with my friend. We're doing something we shouldn't be doing. Right. So it's already like, fun.
We're out there.
We go to this college, like we start meeting people because we knew someone who went there, and we, met their friends and stayed longer. But I'm like, I gotta go. And she has, it's kind of funny to say, she had like 2 wine coolers, which is, when you're young, you're like, but I have to get home. And so we stayed longer than we should, but I was like, I have to go home. And so she ends up, because it was her car, so I drive home while she's sleeping, but But I'm like, and so while I'm driving home, I'm getting tired. Like, we shouldn't be out this late. I needed to be home. I had to keep pulling over to get coffee, and I don't even drink coffee because I'm that age, and I'm driving and I start to I keep falling asleep. I keep dozing off.
Ugh.
And at one point I doze off or I'm just I feel can physically feel my head and then pop up. You know how you're scaring yourself awake?
Yeah.
And then I hear it's okay, he's got it. Just something, and you're just and I don't know what this time. I'm like, no. And then again, it's okay, he's got it. But I knew, I can't just go to sleep, right? But I was like, oh. And so whatever, we get there, she goes home, on time for the road trip, and my mom and I are driving, and I tell my mom, basically I tell my mom anything, right? So I told her where I was, what was happening, and she's like, that explains it. And I'm like, right? Explains what? She's like, well, your grandfather who passed away kept coming to me saying, don't worry, she's safe. I have her.
Oh, I got chills.
It was so cool. I remember that time, being like, oh my gosh,
So she was getting that throughout the night.
She was getting these messages from sleeping in her dream, and then he just kept saying she's
safe. I got it.
Yeah, I got her. She's safe, and I'm getting this it's okay, I got you. It was just those times, when you have that. Because I would have thought even twice about it to be
Yeah.
But when I told her and she said that, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. What did were you just what? How are you?
I was blown away, right? Especially when you're so young. And I think all of this, right? We tell these stories or we tell the synchronicities, right? Because there's so much that we don't understand.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to get almost your own qualitative experience or data. And
yeah, because what if you didn't tell her? Or, all of that happens sometimes. That was crazy because different things give me different chills. Like when something's someone's here or something, I feel it a lot of my arms. Yeah. That one, it's up the back, So I was like, woo, when you said that, your mom said that, I was like, whoa. Yeah. So, oh my God, that's so, I mean, I'm glad you were safe and I'm glad that you have your grandfather kind of watching over you and for so long, protecting you. Right. Yeah. So that's a really beautiful validation that your mom was able to help, get that message to you too.
Ghost stories.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by Heart Intelligence Living. This is a beautiful program that I'm so blessed to co-create with my cousin Veronica and my sister Kim. If you've never listened to this podcast, this is the first time, I want to introduce you to me. My name's Laura. I'm a theta healing instructor. I do animal healing, sound healing, human healing for people all over the world, and I get to host this amazing podcast. And for this program, I am going to be helping you with your spirit, with your soul, healing through meditations, visualizations, a cacao ceremony to help open and expand the heart as we move on this journey. And I really want Kim and Veronica to tell you about their parts and introduce themselves. Kim?
I'm Kim Yepes. I'm a holistic wellness coach. And the modalities that I'll be offering in this program are Qigong, movement, breath work, mirror work, and nutritional interventions.
And I'm Veronica, and I'm a creativity coach. And so by the time I get my hands on you in the program, we'll take you into your far out imagination and creativity because it's how your heart speaks. And so we're really excited to give this offering to you at a time when we are drowning in information. More than ever, we need our inner wisdom. It helps create your resilience, your inner calm, your peace, and your connectivity with others. This is a very important time for that. And the program begins October 28th. So sign up now and you will get a very special beta price at $97, which is greatly reduced from our usual $227 price. We hope to see you there.
Yes. So please click the information below, go to the link and sign up. And we're so happy to be healing with you. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Today we have Michele from Luminous Ignis. She is a shamanic intuitive channel. Welcome back, Michele.
Oh, thank you for having me back. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I appreciate you doing this you and I did an episode for the podcast, and your episode was called Sacred Current. It came out in July, and everybody loved your stories. You had so many really amazing stories and great insights. And you also did a channeled message. That was People really loved that. So thank
Aw.
you for doing that, and thank you again for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me back. Yeah, it was exciting. I'm glad I could come back and I had a fun story for you today.
Yeah. So what we're going to be doing is telling spirit visitation stories, ancestor stories. So I would love to hear your story.
Okay, so let me put my tongue down. I
Okay.
was living in Florida at the time, and one of my best friends and I were both single. We decided we were going to get an apartment together. So, as we were looking, we found this incredible condo, like right on the beach, on the water in Florida. It was amazing. We had no idea why we were getting such a good deal. It was like one of those condos that's like normally a vacation rental, but like the person was renting it out for like a year round local for some reason. So we we go and we're like getting ready to move in, and we hadn't like talked about like which bedroom, but when we looked at the place, the master bedroom kind of creeped me out, and I was like, I'm just not into the vibe here. So as we go to move in, Shanae is like, I want the master bedroom. And I'm like, okay, tell you what, you can have the master. It's fine. And she's like, well, I'll make Sunday dinner. And I'm like, oh, yeah, heck
Great.
yeah. So she takes the master with the creepy energy. And I'm like, okay, keep an eye on this. And as we lived there, like weird things started happening. So, like, the water would turn on in the shower for me fine, but it wouldn't turn on for her. And I would have to go in and literally like turn it on for her sometimes. Every now and then it would turn on, like just weird stuff like that. And then she had this like big giant Maine Coon cat that lived with us. And she always wanted the kitchen light on for the cat. Its like bowl was in the kitchen. And I was like, well, I'm kind of frugal. Could we like save the electricity and shut it off, get a night light? And she's like, no, absolutely not. So I was like, fine. I kind of like just surrendered to it. And I was like, okay, no big deal. And then we would get in these huge fights because she would scream at me the next day. She's like, why did you go shut the kitchen light off? You know I want that on. And I was like, I didn't. Every night that light would go off. So she goes and she puts that tape on my door, the kind that rips and you can tell if somebody opened something. I know, because she would get up like a half hour before me.
Oh
And
gosh.
yeah. So she like throws this tape. It was like red or something. And like she could tell I hadn't like opened my door or came out of my room. And so she was really kind of confused. And then she was kind of creeped out. She's like, okay, like something weird is going on here. And she didn't believe in any of these things. So the shower doesn't work. The lights are coming on. Some weird big stain shows up in our living room, like on the ceiling, and they like paint over it. And then another stain comes. And it was just the weirdest. Like there was nothing they could do to get rid of this stain. And finally we gave up and quit calling and asking them. And so she's having like bad dreams. And um, so I go into her room one day and I'm like, okay, I'm going to see like what's going on because I wasn't getting bothered in my room. Nothing was really, other than the stain and the kitchen light going off, nothing was really big happening uh, to me. So I go in there and I just hear corner Bob. And I was like, corner Bob? Like, what is a corner Bob? And, like, this was like this ghost, and he wouldn't talk to me. He would just say, corner Bob. And I was like, this is kind of creepy. So I'm like, okay, fine. Like, whatever, dude. Like, he's like, get out. And I'm like, okay,
Uh,
okay, okay. So I'm like, I'm not leaving the apartment though. And I go in my room. Well, a few, maybe a couple weeks later, I'm like compelled to go to this dive bar. It's like this local dive bar, like not the kind of bar like that a female would normally go in alone. And I'm so compelled, like I'm so pulled to go in there. So finally one day I go in there and I like sit down and I order a drink and I feel totally awkward. I'm like, why am I here? What am I doing? So I'm sitting there and they're like, the locals are like, what are you doing here? Because I was totally out of place. And then they start talking and somebody mentions Corner Bob. I'm like, wait, what? Who's Corner Bob? I'm like, did he live across the street in those condos? And they're like, oh, yeah. He never really talked. We called him Corner Bob because he'd sit in the corner of the bar, drink by himself. He was like some retired military officer. And I'm like, okay, like more info. And they're like, we literally don't know the guy. We just been wondering what happened to him. He just disappeared. He hasn't been here in like 8 months. And I was like, I think I know why I got the condo. So I leave and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to piece things together. So I go home and I'm like, Corner Bob, go into the light.
Yeah.
Like I'm just, and he won't talk to me. He won't engage with me. He's continuing to mess with Shanae and she's getting frustrated. And then I get compelled to go somewhere else. So I go to this pawn shop and I'm like, well, maybe I can grab like a TV or something. I'm looking around and all of a sudden this guitar, like it's like slow motion. And I look at it and I'm like, I must have that. Mind you, I don't play the guitar and I don't have the money for this particular guitar. But this beautiful acoustic guitar is just looking at me. And I'm like, I don't know why, but I have to have this. So I buy the guitar, even though I can't afford it. I take it home, and my roommate's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm going to learn how to play the guitar. And she's like, okay, weirdo. Um, she's like, well, the guy that I'm dating actually plays the guitar. Because I was like, the strings are all messed up. And so he comes over and he's got a friend with him and brand new strings, and he's going to restring the guitar. And they cannot get the pegs out. These little pegs, if you don't know, that hold the guitar strings in. And they're like trying, like 3 hours. We're like trying, and the guys are like trying to be like, we're so strong, and they can't get this peg out. And so we decide to go out to eat. We leave, we're gone for a couple hours. We come back. The guitar is completely restrung with the
What?
new strings. And I'm like, this can't be possible. And we're all like looking at each other. And I'm the only one that believes in the supernatural in the group. So I'm like, and so I tell them about Corner Bob. And they're like, no way. So they're all freaked out. They all leave. She goes and sleeps at her boyfriend's because she's like, I'm not even staying there tonight. And I was like, okay. So I like sat and I like started to play the guitar badly and the lights start flickering and I'm like, okay, I'll stop. So I put the guitar down and I just kind of leave it in the living room. And I keep telling him, like, dude, go to the light. Like, it's okay to leave. And about a week or two after that, he was gone. And so I don't know this for a fact, but it's my belief that that was his guitar. And after he got to play it again, that he was ready to finally cross over and leave.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
My goodness. That is so, there's so many pieces to that. It's
I
like,
know.
how can your roommate and the friends like not believe in anything else that like what would be the reasoning in their minds that all of that would happen and especially to come back and the guitar be restrung?
Yeah, with the second they became believers from the guitar being completely restrung and they knew there was no other person that could have gone in or out of there, they believed it so much that they left because they were like,
Yeah.
no, we're out of here.
Oh, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then yeah, you never felt corner Bob again.
I never felt his presence again. So I think he got what he needed and he left. I'm glad that I was able to help him get that closure.
Oh my
As at the
goodness.
time, I was really young, and so I didn't know all the things that I know now. I probably would have done it differently now, and yet the way it happened is exactly perfect. So,
I love that whole story. So after that, when you didn't feel his presence anymore, did your roommate have any like could she turn the shower on? Like
uh-huh.
did
Yeah, the kitchen light stayed on all night. The shower came on just fine. And she also told me later that she was like, and I actually had water pressure. We have water pressure now. And I was like, we've always had really good water pressure. So, yeah, it was a very, yeah, weird thing, but yeah, she felt a lot better and we continued to live there for a long time, but yeah, it was a really great apartment and I think like two people had moved out before us, so yeah, it was I think that's why we got a good deal on it.
Yeah,
They knew
good.
something was going on. Yeah.
Yeah, they knew something had happened, and also the idea of Corner Bob maybe knowing that you would be more sensitive to picking up the energy and like getting you in
Uh-huh.
the you could help facilitate him getting to play his guitar one more time eventually.
Yeah, so a man of very few words, right? But he was able to somehow compel me. He was able to like touch things and physically like to get that guitar restrung is the thing that just blows my mind. He must have like known the trick. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's like something. Yeah, that's so interesting. Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when we have like these questions like what show me what that was, like what happened, what did it look like when we weren't there, that we'll know one day, we'll know what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, the neighbors would yell at me to quit playing polka music, and we never were playing polka music. So I don't know, like there was some other weird little things that were happening while he was there too. So I don't know if he liked polka music or how he got it on, but I think he was blaring it when we were at work.
I was going to say, was there other things that you didn't realize also were happening that were
Yeah.
happening 'cause you were fine, it was outside of you mostly?
Yeah, it was fine. So I think he kind of had this agenda to get me to help him but yet didn't want to talk.
Yeah,
And like her, she was in his room and she wanted her like out.
yeah, yeah. Wow, what
Um,
a great story. Thank you so much for sharing that.
oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, we're gonna put your all your contact information in the bio in case people want to work with you and all the amazing things that you do. Go check out her website because literally she has the coolest stuff that she can offer you. And check out her episode because it's also extremely interesting and fascinating. So thank you again, Michelle, for telling us this really great story.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
All right. I hope you enjoyed those ghost stories. I have a guest here. This is Mr. Chocolate. And Mr. Chocolate is going to help us say goodbye for the season. This is our last episode for the season 2. Thank you so much for watching. And Mr. Chocolate is new to Earth and is a little, I think, a cinnamon cat, but so cute. And thank you. Thank you for watching season 2. Thank you for sharing. Thank you to all of our guests. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the animals that joined us, including Mr. Chocolate. And thank you to the Void for everything that the Void does to help us. And to end the season, we're going to have Mr. Chocolate pick a card. So we have some animal cards, we have some angel ancestor cards, and some constellation cards. So we're gonna see if Mr. Chocolate can pick an animal card for you. Which one do you want, Mr. Chocolate? Here's all the cards. Which one do you want? Okay, Mr. Chocolate is more excited about my hand, but did push out a card. So we'll take this one. And it is a lion. So this card says, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Katanga Lion. Oh, get up here, Mr. Chocolate. So this card says, now's your moment to step up to a leadership role. Okay. Don't wait, the mic. Mic. Don't back away from the spotlight. It's your first time in the spotlight. As your plans will be successful so long as you stay focused upon the big picture. So if hopefully that resonates with you. It says it's the King of Fire, inspiring, ambitious, and wise. So we'll show you again a card. Thank you, Mr. Chocolate. We're also going to have the Void pick a card. So the Void, are you here? Yes. Okay, the void, which one of these cards here would you like to pick? These are the Angels and Ancestor deck. I'll feel the air below them. This one? All right, I felt it. Did you feel it? Ah, so this is the High Priest. I'll show you guys the High Priest. We're trying to give you some different angles here. The High Priest. Oh, you like this one? Oh, intend and create. So I'm going to try to read a little bit more about the High Priest for you from the manual. It might not work because of, oh, thank you, Mr. Chocolate. We went right to the page. So recognize that you have the power to change your life. Face your fear and align with the light. You are a bridge between heaven and earth, and it's important for you to know that you are more powerful and connected than you think. You love it. Yay, that's the High Priest. Well, that's our episode for today and for the season. Mr. Chocolate, thanks you so much for supporting us. And I thank you so much. Please, if you haven't caught up on all the episodes, go back and watch them. We just appreciate you so much supporting us. And we'll just say goodbye for now and see you next season. So, healer, I wish you so much joy and serendipity on your healing journey. And I know our paths will cross again.